Welcome to Move Slow and Build Things, the podcast where we talk fast and build nothing at all.
My name is Simone. I am an inventor and founder of Yetch Studio.
And I'm Nayeema Raza. I'm a journalist. I'm a podcaster. And I interview people usually on my show, Smart Girl Dumb Questions. But today I'm going to interview you about my favorite of your products.
Really?
It's my favorite.
Yeah.
Although I think you think I'm using it wrong because I saw when I brought it over here from my house, Simone's in New York right now and we're taping all of these episodes today. I brought this from my house and you look sad. You look disappointed in me. And for someone who hates people being disappointed in them, I don't know how
I'm for sure good at being disappointed in you.
Yes. What did I do wrong with my everyday calendar?
Well, I will tell you about it later.
What?
But first,
I'm just sitting in the suffering. So the everyday calendar is like, I would call it like a piece of art that you can have in your house that presents a list view of every day in a calendar year.
Yeah.
And allows you to turn those days on and off by a click of your finger.
Yeah. I've heard somebody reference it as accountability art.
Everybody's favorite kind of art to be hanging in their living room.
Yeah. It's something that keep you on track with your habits.
And you started it in 2018.
Yes.
You came up with the idea. When did you build your own everyday calendar?
So I made the first version in 2016, I think. And I made it because I wanted to meditate every day.
Mm-hmm.
And I would make these grids in notebooks and I would tick boxes. And I wanted a more revered version of that. Something that was really pretty to look at, that I would hang on my wall, but that like felt a little bit sacred.
Yeah.
And just as a motivator to keep my streak.
Yes, because it is accountability art.
Yeah.
And good accountability art has to be present. It has to be unavoidable in your home.
I just wanted something that was pretty and that, felt sacred in some ways and that would really keep me motivated and reminded of the commitment that I'd made to meditate every day.
Okay. And when you first built it in 2016, it was like a long process, right? Because you had this idea in your head of what a sacred version of this could look like, but then it was not easy to build.
Actually, the first version was fairly straightforward because I made one that was all mechanical switches.
Right.
So it was little toggle switches.
Right.
And if you toggled all the switches in a month, there was a light up top that would shine. So you would kind of see like, did I actually do all the days that month? The issue with the toggle switches was one, it was very expensive, but also it wasn't very visually apparent if you had missed a day. And I really wanted it to be like an eyesore if you missed a day, because for me, the way I used it was that I wanted to do something every day.
Has a calendar actually helped you do that?
It did.
It did.
I meditated every day for 2 years.
Wow.
Including through my brain surgery. I missed one day. It wasn't the day of my surgery. It wasn't the day after. It was 2 days after. And I was just throwing up nonstop. And I was like, you know what? I draw the line here. I'm going to give myself one pass. Yeah.
But I sometimes feel like I'm so into aesthetics that I can't live with something not pretty.
Yeah.
And so the patchy version of this, if I were honest in my accountability art, it would be patchy because I travel a lot too.
Mm-hmm.
So
what are you tracking?
I'm tracking working out. But I haven't worked out every one of these days. I just can't look at something that isn't lit up every day.
Wow.
So I lie to myself and you enable me to lie to
works.
myself.
That works too.
But the reason you gave me this calendar, you shipped this to me in 2020.
Yeah.
And it's a beautiful reason that you gave it to me. But before we get there, I want to know, how did you go from mechanical switchland to making it a computer, I guess, inside of it?
So I had made this like mechanical version of the calendar and I was honestly blown away how well it worked for me.
Mm-hmm.
Like I went an entire year. I didn't miss a day. It kind of became a really important part of my routine. And I just remember thinking that like if this worked this well for me, it might be something that was helpful for other people. So I decided to launch it as a Kickstarter campaign and turn it into my first product, which in retrospect, oh girl, it is such an ambitious first product.
Yes.
It is an incredibly complicated thing to make. I've been through atheist hell with this calendar, and I'm so glad that I went through with it.
Is atheist hell less bad than
I don't
religious
know.
hell? Okay.
Probably because I don't believe that religious hell exists.
Why was it so bad? What was so terrible about it?
First of all, it's a very complicated product to make. It is 2 giant pieces of circuit board. So there's a front panel of circuit board, and then there's a back panel of circuit board. So just the amount of engineering that goes into that. And also it's very difficult to manufacture because very few manufacturers make circuit boards of this size. But I think the worst part of it for me was that I decided to release it as a Kickstarter campaign.
Because?
The contract you have between Kickstarter backers and you is terrifying. Because basically you're asking people to spend $300, which it was back then, into something that I wasn't sure that I would be able to pull off.
And if you don't make it, how does Kickstarter work in that sense? I
wouldn't have to. I don't think you have to pay the money back, but I would never want to do that.
But does the money get released as well?
Yeah.
Like money gets released regardless if you hit your target.
So the reason I decided to do a Kickstarter campaign is because you can get the money up front, and I could use the money from the sales to invest into the development of the product and into buying the stock. And I had one working prototype that I thought was really great. We used it as our hero product. And I was like, yeah, we're like so far along in this.
And that was a circuit board version, not the mechanical version. Okay.
Of the circuit board version of it. And making one of something versus making thousands of them is incredibly different. And when a product costs hundreds of dollars to make, the amount of money that's on the line for a batch that doesn't work out is mind-numbing.
And the first batch did not work out.
So I remember that we basically on Kickstarter, you often do early birds that are a bit cheaper. And we sold like 100 early bird calendars. And those were supposed to be the first like factory items. Okay. So our factory sent us the first batch of 100 everyday calendars, and I'm unboxing them. And I remember looking at one of the calendars, and there's a gap between the circuit board and the frame. And I'm like, oh, that doesn't look good, but that's probably fine. I unbox another one. There's another gap on it. I start plugging them in. They're incredibly unreliable. Like they'll sometimes work and respond to your fingerprint, sometimes not. And we were filming all of this. And I remember just having to say, cut cameras. Like I can't do this. Cut cameras. I cannot try to pretend that this is good.
Yeah.
And I remember just going and crying. And my ex was there at that time. And he was like, it's totally fine. Like it's going to be okay. We'll figure it out. And I was like, no. This is 100 calendars that we will not be able to sell to customers.
Who's on the line for those? You or the manufacturer?
Me.
Why?
Because it was up to us to have better quality specs and make sure like quality control needs to happen before they leave the factory. We can't do that. I think we ended up like splitting the bill of it and absorbing the cost. But it was such a painful moment. Like the moment of unboxing the first, like you're like having all these expectations, like we're finally going to get to see them. And then you're like, oh, fuck, what are we going to do about this?
And then did that make you rethink everything at this point in your journey? This is now 2019?
Yeah.
So you're also mid-brain tumor.
Recovering from a brain tumor, going through radiation treatment, like not in a great space. And I mean, basically you're just like, we're going to have to be really harsh on our factories and ride them really hard to make sure that this product is good enough. And that's also not a great position to be in.
Yeah. Especially when, as you said, there's only so few factories that will make a circuit board this big. Yeah. So it's not like you have a lot of ability to switch suppliers.
Yeah. And we ended up shipping it about a year late.
Yeah.
So a year later than we thought we would. And it was just it was every month we were making updates on the Kickstarter campaign, giving people a really transparent look into what was happening, but you're still trying to be like, yay, this is happening. Like, I'm not trying to scam you.
Were people pissed?
But some people were. And I think we offered refunds to people and things like that. But it was really like trying to do something that is a little bit out of your depth with thousands of people just like waiting for you and being like, where's that thing? Where's that thing?
Yeah.
But I remember realizing like the decision that I made was that I would much rather sell a good product or send out a good product later than expected than a bad product on time.
Another part of this that strikes me is that you did not, fast forward a couple of years when you start Yetch, you didn't want to take investor money.
No.
And I wonder if part of it was like, Kickstarter is in a way
Investor
the weirdest
money.
kind of investor money. Because
Yep.
it's like, oh, you are my investor, but you are also the customer.
I remember being really disappointed in myself or embarrassed that we shipped so late. But now I'm just like, wow, I can't believe that we actually managed to pull that off. And being such a novice product team. And, we raised $600,000.
Yeah.
So it was a lot. But almost all that money went into the product and into development, which is crazy.
How many did you end up selling and shipping?
I think 3,000 or something.
And
like
how much
that.
is the development cost of something versus is it like, are you like a pharmaceutical company where like you're like, oh, all the costs are in R&D and then?
A lot of them are. But I mean,
Yeah.
for the everyday calendar, it costs about $180 to make.
$180 to make each one of these. Still now, or has that price come down?
That is now because circuitry and everything is expensive. So we're actually working on a redesign of it that's hopefully going to have more capabilities and also be cheaper and easier to manufacture.
Got it.
Which I'm very, very excited about because it's like such a beloved product.
Yeah.
Like people really use it and swear by it, but as a product for a product business, it has not always been great.
I want to talk about why that is. I love it because in 2020, my dad was sick.
Mm-hmm.
He was, he had some heart problems, and we needed a way to encourage him in the pandemic to get active or to do things. And I think I told you about this on the phone. And you sent me an everyday calendar so that we could track his PT every day. It was like late in 2020. And my dad ended up passing away. I thought it was such a great gift and intention. And I think that's like why you made this product actually is to help people who need that kind of motivation. Not accountability is like a draconian way to put it. It is that motivation, like that inspiration to do a thing and to be able to be proud of yourself because you are like lighting up the month, or in this case, the months don't light up, but you're lighting up.
Yeah, it's like kind of having a visual representation of the work that you put in is maybe a better way to do it. And that's one of the things that I think is really amazing about the everyday calendar, but that I'm not sure how to like incorporate into our value proposition to our customers, because there are so many ways we could lean into like the wellness part of this.
Yeah.
Or people struggling with like, you want to quit smoking, or you're struggling with this. And I'm like, I can't say, like, I'm not a psychologist. I can't be like, get out of your depression using the everyday calendar. But I have customers who are like, I got it when I was depressed, and I just used it to track one nice thing that I did for myself every day, and it helped me get out of my depression. So I do think that like when used right, it can be a really, really powerful tool. And I'm not always comfortable with using that in our marketing for it because it feels too lofty and too big and claims that we can't make. But I think like having our customers kind of tell that story is the best way of saying it.
I love how you're so earnest because it's like you're not like a supplement snake oil saleswoman.
Yeah.
That's not what this is. But this is a self-improvement. This is in the world of self-improvement.
And that was such a weird bridge to gap, or like gap to bridge as well, as somebody who's coming from like being the queen of shitty robots.
Yeah.
And only doing things that was like making fun of themselves. And then it's like, this is a product that takes itself so seriously.
Well, it goes from being a product that's making products that are, as you said, diminishing to making products that are aspirational.
Yeah.
And this is very much like an aspirational product. Okay. Yeah. So now that I've said such nice things to you, do you want to tell me what I did wrong on the everyday calendar that I brought in today?
Well, I'm glad that we're not just talking about things that I did wrong. Okay, we have updated the design of the protective peel now to more clearly
Oh my God.
indicate that you can remove it. But basically, like when you buy a cell phone, it has a protective peel on it.
Yes.
Yours still has a protective peel on it.
So when Bruce, my handyman, because I'm not handy like you and I did not hang it up myself in my wall, when Bruce did it, he did ask me, he's like, is this supposed to come off? And we were both like, and I was like, I don't know, like maybe I'm going to ask Simone about it. And then he put it on and it's like, I never have noticed that it's on there.
You should remove it and it makes the best noise.
Really? Should we do
Yeah.
it right now?
Yeah.
I'm kind of turned on right now. But now I need it to take it home. What if I scratch it? Oh.
I mean, you can,
it's a complete,
you can
it's such a nicer textural experience.
Yeah.
Do you still meditate?
No. That's my big secret is that after doing it every day for 2 years, I was like, you know what? I want to try out and stop and see if it's something that still serves me. And then I never got him back on it. And I think that is honestly one of the curses of working on products is that you love them, but you also don't constantly want to use them and be reminded of them. Like in some way, I'm like, I don't know if I want to. I have an everyday calendar in my home, but I'm like, I don't know if I want to use it.
Sorry, you don't meditate anymore or you don't use the calendar anymore?
I don't meditate and I don't use the calendar anymore.
Okay. Wow.
I've never admitted that publicly.
Confessions of Simone Yach.
And that's one of the other things. So the Kickstarter campaign was rough. This is still one of my biggest guilts in my product career, and that I don't know that I navigated in a way that is aligned with who I want to be. Because we know that the way it's designed now, within a couple of years, people will get what we call ghost rows. So they don't affect the quality or like the function of the product, but basically there are resistors that start leaking a little bit of current. So one row or a couple of rows can be faintly lit.
At any time, whether you turn them on or not.
Yeah. And it's a problem that we noticed about 2 years after customers had them for the Kickstarter campaign. And we made some design updates that we thought, and we tried to develop stress tests for them in the factory. So basically we made like a program that would run the LEDs really hard and we tried to reproduce the problem, but we never managed to. And I decided, since it's an issue that presents after years of them being sold, that we would still sell them, see if customers have issues with them, but that basically we would kind of live test them in customers' homes. And I still don't know how I feel about that. But I was like put in a position where we can make a design update, wait 2 years to see if it solves the problem, stop selling it. It's our best-selling product. It's something that still works and like people enjoy. Or we can kind of do it while we're still selling it to customers. But it's not until now that we are working on the full redesign that I'm like thinking that we might finally get rid of this issue. But it's just hard when you have 365 of a component that it's like still within the life spec of the component. And it's not something necessarily going wrong. It's just like what the lifetime is of it. But I feel, I don't know. I don't know what I was, what I should have done, or if what I did was unethical.
I wish you worked for Philips Sonicare, because I feel like my Philips Sonicare breaks all the time. Like right after the warranty expires. But like that, like most products, Simone, do.
I know.
Break. But did you disclaim that to customers outside of Kickstarter? I guess you told them they have a warranty. But did you say there's a risk of this ghost rose?
We have talked about it in customer service that this, I mean, we were like, yeah, this is a known issue.
Yeah. But you weren't like, it wasn't in the advertising of the product that this is.
No. But it's something that, and I think that like, I do think a lot of product businesses do design their product to be obsolete or to break after a couple of years.
Yeah.
I'm really trying not to. And basically what we've done is the calendars that we replaced, people have returned to us and we've refurbished them because I'm like, I'm losing money on refurbishing calendars for
because
sure.
they're not getting
but I'm
paid
like,
for that, are you?
yeah, not getting paid for that. And then putting those calendars back into circulation because I'm like, that way people who can't afford a calendar at full price can buy it if they want it.
Yeah.
But also I don't want to throw away things. It
Yeah,
feels
it's your
so wrong.
I feel like there's a value that you have towards your customers, and then there's the value of your sustainability,
Yeah.
which is like why you have so little plastic on the thing. I feel like you're tortured by this, but I
am
mean, I've had
tortured
mine for
by
5
it.
years almost.
And it's fine.
There's no rose gold. I don't think there's
Ghost
any
Rose.
I kind of like the name of it, Ghost Rose. It sounds
Yeah.
fancy, like cocktail.
Well, that's nice.
But-
I always get nervous when I see people who've had their calendars. I'm like, oh my God, is it fine? And it's like
No.
we're handing out and we started selling replacement boards at cost as well for people who are outside of warranty, which I was
Yeah.
also like, is that right? Is that going to be wrong? But it's
How much
like
are those?
$80. But that's
Okay.
the cost
That's the
of
cost
the
of it.
board, of the backboard.
So how much does this cost now?
$365.
So it went from 300 to 365.
Yeah.
Should it be a lot more than 365?
It should. Yeah.
But 365 is great because that's the number of days. Maybe
know.
on leap years you can charge 366.
The next version is going to have leap year.
It's
That
gonna-
was one of the things that people were like so upset that it didn't have February 29th. We still get questions about it all the time. And I'm like, who the fuck cares about February 29th?
See, I'm glad it doesn't have February 29th. Because if you had February 29th, that would be like a day that didn't exist 3 times. That would be a
Yeah.
day I needed to lie to myself in my
Yeah.
aesthetic completion.
But no, the next one is
Yeah.
going to have February 29th.
Like, is there ever going to be a version that it's like on your phone and you could tap it and then
No.
it would go through? No.
So that was one of the things that I thought was really fun as well. Like, we used that it's 0% internet connected as a marketing thing.
Yeah.
Because it doesn't, because people are like, what if it has Bluetooth or Wi-Fi and you can track it? And I'm like, no, I don't care about that. I
Yeah.
want to make products to do one thing and to do it really well. But we are potentially going to make one that's just a month because we realize that a year might be too big of a commitment for people.
So it's like a month and it'll toggle like every month will be a.
No, it just shows it's like just 31 days.
Oh, and
and
that's
every
it.
month you can.
Oh, that's
Be like,
really
I wanna
nice.
start it. Yeah.
Is it going to be like vertically long?
Horizontal on your
wide?
desk.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, that's so nice.
Yeah.
I feel like that's achievable. And you could also travel with it.
Yeah, and it will be cheaper. And I think that would be a really good product.
Or how many of these have you sold?
6,000 maybe?
It's great.
7, yeah. I mean, I don't know. I have no idea. But it's a lot. It's been our
Thousands.
best-selling product for a long time. And it's really like beloved, which I think is awesome. And like seeing the impact that it's had on people's lives. Now, what is it, 5 years down the road?
Yeah.
Is really, really cool.
Not the best selling, right? Because the puzzles are the best selling.
Yeah, probably. Puzzles
Yeah.
is the best-selling product now.
Okay, last question here. What is the weirdest use you have seen for this calendar?
A lot of people use it to track their period, which I thought was really great. We actually ended up releasing an all red one specifically for period tracking that I thought was really fun. But then I remember, somebody messaged and they said that it's been really good. They had like a chronically sick cat
Mm-hmm.
and it was to track that the cat had gotten their medicine and that they wouldn't accidentally give it twice.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
That's really good.
Yeah.
I use it to track my sex life, but it's really, I wish I could just keep tracking multiple times a day, really, is
You've
what
been
I was.
busy, girl.
It's been a busy 2025.
Well,
As
New
I
York is
said,
wild.
I'm a completist who just lies and fills it. No, I use it to track my workouts, but
That's great.
it's a different kind of workout.
Yeah.
By the way, people have like also broken and redone this, like taken their own
Yeah, it's open
tools
source.
to it. Yeah.
So
it's
you
open
can
source.
program it. It has a programming port. And I remember seeing somebody making a game of Pong on it, which I thought was really fun. So yeah, there's lots of fun examples of people playing with it and making their own.
So those are the weird uses, from pongs to periods.
Yeah, all of that.
Everything on the everyday calendar. Okay.
Yeah.
Before we go, do you want to do a little build dice to tell me
Yeah.
a new product that we can make?
Okay. So we have 3 dice. One has objects, one has materials, and one has properties. And we roll them to
Okay,
get
great.
a brief for coming up with ideas.
can roll one. You can roll one into frame.
Yeah. Okay.
Okay.
Editor Billette is going to roll one. I'm going to
Let's
roll
gonna
one.
roll
And Nayeema
one.
is going to roll one.
Okay.
Okay. 1, 2, 3.
Okay.
Fabric fashion one day build. Ooh, that is a very open-ended one. I've really wanted to explore pocket design. I think pockets on pants feel very like they always look the same. And I really want to see, are there other ways I can make pockets? I saw these really cool pants that had pockets that where the front pockets or the back pockets were kind of the same as the front pockets, and they both entered through the side seam. So I think that's probably the thing. You know, like pockets that are in the side seam?
Yeah, but you can go in the front or the back.
You could go in the front or the back, which I thought was so cool. So I think doing something like that. Wait, no, what did I have an idea? I have a list of, can I have my phone?
Yeah.
Thank you. I have a list of ideas on my phone, and I feel like I wrote down something that was fashion related recently.
Why don't you have a pocket that you could add to any pair of pants? Because, I love, but I guess you can't do that. You have to cut open the pant. Or an external pocket. I love pockets in dresses and pockets in trousers. And I get so upset when when you're wearing a pair of trousers or a dress that really should just have pockets and it doesn't.
Oh, external pockets?
Yeah.
That's kind of fun.
Could that be a one-day build?
That could be a one-day build. I just read the idea that I had on my list and it's so stupid. It's mostly a joke. I like the idea of adding storage and functionality to objects. And I thought about this shirt that has zippers down both sides. And it's a tote bag. So you unzip it and then the kind of handle of the tote bag is over your head. But then the joke is it leaves you completely exposed. So it's just like bra out, but you get carrying capacity. I think that would be fun.
That'd be good. That would help me fill my everyday calendar of sex tracking.
Oh, gosh.
That is
Are you actually using it for that?
I'm not using it for that. I'm using it for working out. But I think this is I think long shop might suit you for this everyday, this duffel bag thing.
Figure it out.
And I just realized also external pockets are kind of a handbag. So
it's kind of a handbag. Yeah.
So okay.
That's still pretty cool.
These are good. That's good ideas.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode. In the next episode, we're going to talk about, oh no.
What? Oh, that. Oh my God.
A recent wound.
Makes the plastic look like not such a mistake after all, huh, Simone?
Gosh.
I left plastic on. You made hats that didn't sell fast.
I know.
All right. Next episode on Move Slow and Build Things.
Bye.
Bye, guys.